Each morning, you bow down to the Almighty and pray for good bombing weather. Who would Jesus bomb?
You know, we love bombing tyrants and despots and slave drivers. We love killing bad guys so that innocent lives can be saved.
I'm going to show you some incredible video that sums up just about everything we have talked about on this program for the last few years, all in one neat little clip. We have demonstrated how radical leftists are purposefully trying to collapse the system from the bottom up. What they do is they put enough radicals up at the top, they get control of all of the policies, they cause pain. People stand up, getting them angry enough to stand up and protest in the streets, and then the regular people demand government to step in, please protect us from these lunatics. And the government is only so happy to do it. We also showed you who was behind it. So you know the idea that what you're seeing now on Wall Street, right now, you know where it came from. It came from communists, radicals, SEIU, and right from the Arab Spring. Radical leftists from the 1960s, who at the time believed in causing chaos to get change, are the ones who are now fueling this all over the world. Frances Fox Piven said the Watts riots inspired her to want to create more riots. What evil person says that? What evil person thinks that? Notice in both of those scenarios, evil is in the question. You cannot be a rational person and say, how can I inspire riots and chaos? You cannot be a good person and think that. You can't. I'm sorry. She and others are praising the riots in Greece and in London and begged for them here. Well, those same radicals and like-minded people are fueling the fire now here in America. We told you this was coming. Watch.
They need the people out in the streets. They need the strife. They need the trouble. They need to recreate 68. What, are people really going to go out and they're going to riot in the streets? Yes. Yes, they will, if it's coordinated. Remember, the teachers will stop teaching if the unions organize and say, go march out in the streets. Go start the don't cut education kind of movements that they're currently doing in California. The Marxists are leading it. The communists are leading it. Yes, then there will be marches of teachers in the streets. There will be marches of protesters in front of, SEIU people in front of Wall Street.
Any idea when I might have said that? June 2010. If you remember right, the teachers, that's way before anything happened with the teachers and the unions telling teachers to stop teach school, grab your kids, and take them out to the Capitol in Wisconsin. It happened. That's long before we found out about SEIU and what they were coordinating. Last spring, we finally found out that SEIU was planning that. That's a year before. In Piven's world, in the world of Bill Ayers and Cornel West, this is their reality. You don't have to be a prophet to see it. You have to know who these people are. They've been excused by the media and everybody else over and over and over again. Their radical indoctrination, it's just part of the intense intellectual rigor that comes along with a higher education. Yet you can't handle someone saying that the polar ice cap is not melting. You could talk about revolution because that's just part of the rigor, but not that. Whoa! Bullcrap. They are not talking about hypothetical glorious revolutions here. They're not hypothetical when they talk about Chavez and Che or Mao. They're not. They mean it. They want it. They're looking for it. They're planting the seeds. It's all part of an open and safe environment of learning. No, it is not. It is our destruction. You just saw that I predicted teachers, happened in Wisconsin, unions, happening now in New York, and it's coming, would take to the streets, go down to Wall Street. That's Stephen Lerner's idea. 14 months ago I said that. Now, take a look at this video from Occupy Wall Street protests. They're in day 12 now and growing in strength. First, we had Michael Moore. He peeled himself off his sloppy couch, dusted the Dorito dust off and came down to talk to the protesters. Then another Hollywood celebrity, Susan Sarandon, came. She stopped. She's on her way. Private jet setting off to Italy. She stopped by to see the wee little people. I'm telling you, Hollywood is going to make this because they're going to do exactly what they did in Washington with Jon Stewart. They'll make this a celebrity point. You'll be somebody. You'll never know who you see there. Useful idiots. Another celebrity. Now we have the latest celebrity, and he's not really a celebrity. If you're in the world of leftists, he is. You know who he is. The Occupy Wall Street protests now graced by Cornel West, Dr. Cornel West, a revolutionary. In case you're not aware, West is a prominent member of the Democratic Socialists of America, currently a professor at Princeton University. Here he is. Watch him as he talked last night on Wall Street.
We will send a message.
And we will send a message.
That this is the U.S. fall.
That this is the U.S. fall.
Responding to the Arab Spring.
Responding to the Arab Spring.
It is going to hit Chicago.
It is going to hit Chicago.
Los Angeles. Phoenix, Arizona.
Phoenix, Arizona.
And A-Town itself.
And A-Town itself.
Moving on to Detroit.
Moving on to Detroit.
Hit the reservations with our red brothers and sisters.
We're going to hit the reservations with our red brothers and sisters.
Martin Luther King Jr. will smile from the grave.
Martin Luther King Jr. will smile from the grave.
Say we moving step by step.
And say we moving step by step.
And we moving
revolution.
For what we call a revolution.
Don't be afraid to say revolution.
Don't be afraid to say revolution.
We want a transfer of power.
We want a transfer of power
From the oligarchs.
from the oligarchs
Ordinary citizens.
to ordinary citizens.
Okay.
We connect
Okay, enough.
President-
The teachers are on the streets, the professors are there, and they are tossing fuel on the fire of revolution. It's what they want, more chaos. No one good ever wants chaos. No one. Remember, revolutions are rarely finished by the people who start them. I believe the United States is the only revolution that has ever happened where the guys who started it ended it, and it ended exactly the way. Usually it ends in massive bloodshed. In that speech where he is teaching people to robotically repeat back, he targets the prison industrial complex. Well, let me ask you, if you're a cop, how do you think that's going to work out for you? These are the people who hate cops. They are the same people who have protested every cop every time. They used to call you pigs. That's your unions are in bed with these people. And they are teaching a new generation. Why do you think they're provoking you and waiting around with 400 video cameras? They're doing it because they're waiting for the oppressor, you, the cop, to strike out so it can be everywhere. Welcome to the world of the Israelis, gang. The other thing we talked about was the useful idiots. Now, these dopes don't just personify stupidity. They're stupidity in shoes. These 20-somethings are sitting here and they're parroting back everything this loser says. And I want you to listen now. Catch the ending of what he says. He's going to say, hey, thanks everybody for coming. Watch. Watch what they do.
I want to thank you. It's a blessing to be a small part of this magnificent gathering.
I want to thank you. It's a blessing to be a small part of this magnificent gathering.
Wait.
The General Assembly consecrated by your witness and your body and your mind.
Some of them are still trying to say it. These guys are such dopes. They don't have any idea what they're even saying. Mindless robots who are being used. Now, who's a mindless robot here? Everything they said that the Tea Party was. Tea Party's just, just a bunch of Republicans that are running it, and then they've got all these stupid people who are just parroting back what they say. That's what that is. I've learned one thing about progressives. They'll always reveal themselves because they'll always accuse you of what they're doing. Always. Because they can't think beyond what they do. They live in that little world, and that's the way everyone is. And so they see it in you because it's in them.
GBTV. The truth lives here.